Welcome to the Wall of Fame podcast from Avant Media Institute, where we celebrate the alumni who are shaping the audio industry and leaving their mark on the world. Being inducted into the Wall of Fame isn't just about career success. It's about passion, perseverance, and impact. It's a recognition of those who push boundaries, inspire others, and redefine what's possible in music, film, live sound, and beyond. Each episode, we sit down with one of our distinguished alumni to hear their journey, how they got started, the challenges they overcame, and the lessons they learned along the way. Whether you're an aspiring audio engineer, a current student, or just someone passionate about the world of sound, this podcast is for you. Welcome to the Wall of Fame podcast presented by Avant Media Institute. I'm your host, Mark Drew, and I'm here with a very special guest, incredible singer-songwriter, Ashera. Ashera, welcome. Thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you, Mark Drew. I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you. So let's take it to the beginning. What first drew you to the world of audio and sound, and was there a specific moment where you knew this was your path?
To be completely honest, I don't think there was a specific moment. My earliest memory would probably be my dad taking me to concerts. So Rick Springfield was my first concert.
Oh, wow.
And then I think Kiss was my second concert at like 5 or 6 years old. But I probably didn't know that music was what I wanted to pursue full time, probably until like 4 years ago. Yeah. So I did musical theater in high school.
Okay.
I would use GarageBand and rip little YouTube beats and upload stuff on SoundCloud in high school. And then I completely stopped when I went to college. My dad and I toured some audio engineering schools, and he just wasn't convinced. He wanted me to go to college and get the college experience.
Yeah.
So I stopped everything and switched to an art major.
Okay.
I was so unhappy, and I would go home every day from art class and I'd pick up my guitar and I'd start making beats again or like playing guitar, making songs. And I told my dad, I was like, man, like I got to pursue music. This is the only thing that really keeps my attention. So we toured a bunch of different schools, and then we ended up at Avant Media Institute. Even at that time, I didn't think I wanted to be an artist. I thought maybe engineering was my thing. I don't think I had the confidence to tell myself that I could be an artist.
Okay.
And then probably about 2 years ago was what changed for me.
Wow. That's cool. And I know you found your way being a staff audio engineer at Lucky Run, incredible studio. So what was it like being in the technical space? And what were some of the most valuable lessons you learned behind the board that you still carry with you today?
The most valuable lesson that pops to the top of my head is patience. Not only towards other people, but also myself. Living in Houston, it's such a diverse city that there's so many different people who want to work in different kinds of genres. And I had only ever made acoustic music before.
Okay.
So when a hip hop artist came in with a beat and they wanted something chopped and screwed, I didn't know what that meant. But I had to give myself the patience to learn and take the time to know how to do these new things without getting frustrated at myself. So that was a really big lesson that I learned while working as an engineer. But even though I was in a technical space, I think something that was really important for me was to learn that everything that I was doing was from a technical standpoint, but the end goal was to still emit the emotion that the artist wanted from their music. And that's the whole end goal. Yes, we want everything to sound pristine and perfect and great, but if the emotion isn't in the song, I wasn't satisfied.
Okay. Very interesting. And let's talk about your journey here at Avant. So let's talk about when you first discovered Avant and what made you decide this was the right place for your education and growth. Because you said you toured a few institutions. So what made you land on Avant?
So actually, in high school, I used to work at Zoomies.
Okay, shout out Zoomies.
Yes, and I had this coworker named Brandon Villanueva.
Okay.
And I saw that he went to audio engineering school. And so after touring a couple schools, I was like, you know what, I'll reach out to this guy that I haven't spoken to in like 5 years because he seems to be doing like really well.
Yeah.
And he said, I went to Avant Media Institute, just go tour, see what you think for yourself. And I toured, and I don't remember who gave me the tour, but I just remember really, really liking the energy. Yeah. So that's what led me here. It just felt like a welcoming space. I liked that it was small classrooms. And I also liked that there was real world connections to people.
Yeah.
So I wasn't just getting an education, but I knew I'd be going into studios. I'd be meeting people who have been in the field for a very long time, and not just teaching. You know, you guys live the real world experience as well, which is really important to me.
Absolutely. Let's talk about some of those instructors. So which instructors or experiences here at Avant had the most profound impact on shaping who you are as a creative professional today?
I never had you as a teacher, so you know, that would have been an easy cop-out. But I would say the most impactful moment for me was honestly probably 101. When I had C-Rob, when I had Chris as an instructor. We were his first ever class, so he was new, to being a teacher here, and I was new to being a student here. And his enthusiasm just brought me like out of my shell. I was so nervous. I was the only girl in my class. I didn't know anything about audio. All of these people had already been artists for a while, or had been producers, or working with radio or DJing. I was like, I just think this is cool. And I think he made me feel really comfortable, and he really pushed us all in such a positive way. So that was really impactful for me. And then in 201, I had Mark Zamora, who's no longer a teacher here, but he's still a manager at Lucky Run, and he started his own company called The Hive. He was a bit of a stickler when he was a teacher, but I learned so much like from the business aspect from him. And then also I got an internship through his class at Lucky Run, so I worked really closely with him. And he's just so knowledgeable about,
very smart guy.
I mean, mixing, mastering, like how the business works.
He's a good producer too.
He's a good producer. He is. Shout out Tony Moore. That was his old producer name. So that was really impactful for me. And then Maestro, he's just such, he gives off dad energy.
Very much so,
He's just so wise. Like, he just...
Beyond his years.
Yeah. We'll be talking about music, and then he'll pivot to just all of these, like, life, like, little anecdotes. And, I don't know. He really brings, like, a human aspect to the music portion for me.
I think Avant does a great job of putting the right people in place to share, of course, the skill set. But not only the skill set, like, we do this every day. So we know what it's like to be professionals. We know what it's like, some of the challenges you guys are going to have to overcome, and some of the, you know, things that you won't learn in a book. You have to learn with just time and experience. And I think they do a good job of putting the right people in place, like the new 301 guy. He's amazing. I heard one time he stepped on a banana peel and rode it to his destination.
Oh, wow.
So, he's a smooth dude.
That's insane. I really missed out.
Some great instructors here. Let's talk about, you know, more as like your pivot outside of audio engineering, because you made an interesting pivot from audio engineering to venue operations. Walk us through that transition and what sparked that change. Yeah,
so I was going to school here, and my brother worked at White Oak Music Hall. He was a runner, so his position was to pick an artist up from the airport, or if their tour bus got to the venue, he would take them in a car to go get dinner, or pick up more drumsticks, take them to their hotel, literally whatever they needed. And they were looking to hire more people. They needed reliable people. So my brother said, go interview, you know, see what it's like. I got hired. And I did that for a really long time. I now work in merchandise at the venue instead. It was just a lot working with artists. And they say don't meet your heroes.
Oh yeah,
And
that's true.
To save my heart, I decided to switch positions. But yeah, I did that for 3 or 4 years.
Wow. So that's quite a while. Yeah. So did you said don't meet your heroes? Did you? I mean, obviously you met some, right? Is that true?
Yeah.
To some extent? Yeah.
I think I'm signed under an NDA for all of the information.
Yeah. We don't need to get into that,
I would love to share.
We don't need to get into that, but yeah.
But I would say almost every single artist I worked with at the venue they were all amazing people. Mm-hmm. And then of course, like anything we were just talking before the podcast, there's always like a bad egg in every situation. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, what unique insights did managing venue operations give you about the entertainment industry that you might not have gained otherwise?
Oh man, there's so many. I don't think I actually understood how a tour worked.
Yeah.
I don't even think I understood how booking a show at a big venue works, that you have to have people like investors, investing money into the venue and your performance, and like how alcohol sales work at the bar, and, the ticket split between the venue and the artist, and, you can get an advance. So if you want to have your green room stocked with food, just so many little tiny details that you would just never think of. I also didn't realize how many people actually went in to building a tour.
Absolutely, yeah.
In my brain, it was like, all right, you have like your tour manager, your artist, and like, maybe some friends. But no, like these big productions have lighting crews that travel with them. And, if you have pyrotechnics, some people do have their own people to sell merch. Some people have traveling chefs with them. Like,
Yeah, and I guess from your standpoint as an artist, what goes into making a show happen for real. And so that, because, some artists and I get it, when it's a stressful life. Show days are the most stressful for an artist.
Yeah.
And sometimes artists don't handle that stress well. And then they may lash out on other people who are there, and they got to deal with these, like if one artist on this day and then another artist on this day and another on this day. And it's just like a lot of people who are coming at them sometimes with not the best attitude.
Absolutely.
And at least for you get to build these relationships with people, and they're going to have great things to say about you because you know what goes into this, and you know what, they're just as important as the next person.
Absolutely, yeah.
And interesting pivot, but let's talk about the next pivot in your career, because you started off behind the scenes, and you talked about gaining that confidence to now release your own music. What was that like, getting into you being an artist?
It was a really bumpy start. Yeah. So one of the guys I went to school with, Austin Smith, he was also on the podcast. He goes by You and Me Prod. He's my producer and manager now. We live together so it's me and Austin and this guy Kalen, who we all work like around the clock to make music. Yeah. We can get into that later. But me and Austin started by just messing around in one of the studios here. We made this horrible song. We didn't understand how auto-tune worked. We didn't understand how quantizing, I couldn't play to a click track for shit. And so we put out a song. It's now erased everywhere from everything. Okay. We went to Lucky Run. We made a bunch of songs. Those are now erased from everything as well. Okay. So I think I started to realize that I need to build a brand. Being an artist is a business.
100%.
I didn't understand how any of that worked either. Just because you have money or you have resources doesn't mean you have talent. Just because you have talent doesn't mean that you're going to make it anywhere if you're not using every resource that you can, like posting to social media. So those first couple times I wasn't promoting. I was a little too shy about doing things. I didn't want to be judged online or by people I had met in the past. I let all of that go, and now I post consistently every day. I'm making music. I release one song a month. I feel like an aesthetic that is true to me, but is also easy to grasp from a consumer standpoint. So it took a lot of restarts to get to where we are now.
That's good. I mean, and that's like the beauty of, the more that you progress, you're going to see, okay, in the last 6 months, I've made this giant leap.
I'd rather that be what we're known for versus this. So let me just take that off, and because you're still starting, you're starting out fresh.
Yeah.
And then more time goes by, like, we actually hit a stride, and now I'm not so happy about the old stuff we did before because this stuff is way better. And
Yeah.
that's one of the most fun parts about like being a creative, is seeing the progression that you made and realizing you come a long way in a short amount of time, just from putting the reps in.
Absolutely. And I think when I started, I had this crazy imposter syndrome that I feel like a lot of artists have when they start. I was making this like really pop music. I love pop music.
It's great.
It wasn't what I wanted to make. And so for some reason, now that we're making like this indie pop, like indie rock music, it's so much easier for me. I think just because it's more true to like my writing style and the way that I want to showcase my talent. So I feel like even though those old songs I believe are very cringeworthy, I just took them off because I just don't feel like they were authentic to like who I am, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, absolutely. And let's talk about some of those, like you said, imposter syndrome, right? Let's talk about some other fears that you may have had or insecurities you may have had. How did you overcome those to become closer to where you are today?
Yeah, I would say talking to a lot of other artists, I've realized like we are all of our own critics, right?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody online could ever judge me more harshly than I've already internally judged myself. So now that I've decided that I need to be really kind to myself, that I think that's helped a lot. I think that also doing the reps of posting on social media every single day has helped me realize like it's not scary. Also, why does it matter? Like, if people laugh, perfect. Like they heard the song.
Yeah, they're doing what you intended them to do.
Yeah. Doing shows is also a very humbling experience when you start. My first ever show, I was so nervous. I remember my throat tightened up. Like I felt like I had to pee the whole time, even though I didn't have to pee. You black out on stage, you know, your first couple times your adrenaline's going so hard. Those were very humbling experiences, watching like film back, being like, oh my God, I can't believe like I subjected those people to that. So it's literally just like exposure therapy, essentially. Just do it, and eventually it'll become like second nature. Now, like if I don't post one day, it bugs me. You know what I mean?
Go. And another thing young creators should remember is that love and hate, because that's what people are most afraid of. They're afraid of the hate that they would potentially get. Love and hate are the exact same thing, just on opposite ends of the spectrum. Because when you really think about it, none of these people know you.
Yeah.
And like of course, you're appreciative of the love that you get, but the only opinions you really should value is the one you look at when you look in the mirror. As long as you can like what you look at, and the people closest to you. As long as you are content with those relationships with yourself and with others close to you, that's all that matters. All this other stuff, while of course the love may feel better, it's like hate does just as much. And again, they don't know you.
Absolutely.
So what does it matter if you post or not? What's the worst thing that can happen? Your life changes. Doing nothing, I'll tell you, is a fast track to do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you see it that way. I'm glad that you got out of that. And let's talk about your background helping you as an artist now. How do you feel like your background as an engineer and as the venues, venue operations have helped you as an artist?
I don't feel like I necessarily have a leg up from anyone because like all of the information that I've learned in the field is accessible online, you know? But, man, that's a great question. I think I've experienced a lot of things. I feel like I'm a micro artist, right? I still am very niche. So I've had all of these big life experiences watching other people do it that now when I feel like I go like on a big tour or something like that, I've watched others do it and I feel like I know what mistakes to avoid. Granted, I'm always going to make mistakes, but now I feel like I have a better insight into what's going on. I also feel like working at the studio really helped me learn how to have an artist-engineer relationship. It taught me how to speak a language that I feel like a lot of artists don't know how to speak.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, if I feel like my vocals are too compressed, I know how to, you know, I'm not telling somebody like, can you make it a little more purple? You know, like,
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like my requests are outlandish, but I think for the most part, I can eloquently express what I want. Something.
And that's the most helpful thing to an engineer.
Yeah. I don't get frustrated when I know something's going to take a long time, right? A mix session, if you expect something to happen in 3 hours, like, you're not going to get the best product. Yeah. I think I also understand the financial aspect as well. We, like, as an engineer, you're providing not only like customer service, but you're also providing a product. I feel like you're selling two different, you know, things, and it's really time consuming. And I think that people have a hard time justifying the cost of studio time a lot. And now that I have stepped in those shoes, I have a lot more empathy towards the people that I work with, if that makes sense.
No, yeah, absolutely. I think that's a lot of great stuff to take away from that. Stuff that helps you as an artist, and people, like, engineers are going to love you for it. I think one of the strongest things I've done with engineers is, like, be realistic. Like, if like Bruce Bang, like, when I worked with another company, we used to send mixes to him, and they would, like, love to, hey, can you see if you can get it done today? Like, this guy is busy.
Yeah.
We're not his only client, so I'd always hit him up. Hey, Bruce, can you get it done like in 2 weeks? And I'm gonna have everything tuned for you, aligned for you, labeled correctly. All you have to do is mix.
Yeah.
And since, like, I would get it ready for him, and plus, you know, we have a great relationship, he would get it done in like 2 days.
Yeah.
But I like to think it comes from, like, being able to be being thoughtful of the stuff he's gonna have to do.
Yeah.
And making it as easy as possible for him. That way, you know, he looks out for us in ways that he wouldn't maybe look out for others. Or in your case, your engineers are gonna, like, be happy to work with you because they know it's gonna be a lot easier than working with other artists who have no idea how to communicate these things.
Yeah. Bruce is also a workhorse.
Oh, man.
Like, you got to be like you're saying, like, oh man, he has so many other things he has to do, but he also has to, like, eat and sleep. You know, like, he has to breathe.
Be a dad and be a husband.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I've had the pleasure of sitting in a couple sessions with him, and man, like, the atmosphere that he creates is just,
No, he's an amazing person. So I'm glad to call not only a mentor but a friend. I'm always happy to talk about Bruce. He's I wouldn't be here probably if not for Bruce. Like, he was the first person to give me a shot years ago, and for no reason. He didn't know me at all.
Yeah.
He's like, hell yeah, start booking, and then from there, like, all right, you're booking consistently. We put you on our website. We put you in our commercials. Like, he was a very helpful guy. And he's like that with everybody. If he sees effort, he appreciates that.
Yeah.
He's not just someone like, oh, you gotta have X amount of credits to come over here. Like, no, if you're trying and you know what you're doing, come rock out.
Yeah. I actually, I did a performance at Live from the Pentagon, and I won the ability to go sit in for one of Bruce's sessions. So that's how I met Bruce.
Oh, wow.
And he invited me one day, and I go, and he's working on the Slow-Fi, the next project. And I go, and I am so nervous. All of these people have known each other for such a long time.
Yeah.
I am, like, the newbie. I'm also like new to being an artist. And I'm so nervous. So I go in, and Bruce just throws me right in. He's like, all right, go write a verse for this, and then, like, come back and we'll record it right away. I went out in the common area. It makes me nervous thinking about this right now.
Yeah, right. I'm nervous for you.
Yeah, I was pacing. I was, like, writing stuff on my phone, trying to listen to the beat that he airdropped me. And he comes out and he goes, it's okay. Like, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, this guy's human, right?
Yeah.
Because Bruce, you know, I'm like, like this guy that everybody talks about in Houston. And he comes out and he's like, it's no pressure. And I was like, man, it feels like a lot of pressure. And he goes, no, it's no pressure. We've all just been doing this for 20 plus years. We all know each other. You're the new person, and we're expecting you to perform at our level. It's no pressure. And I was like, oh, man. But I knew, you know, he was just pulling my leg. I performed. I don't think I did great. but it was a good experience nonetheless.
No, yeah, and like one, he sees that in you to trust.
Yeah.
You're not there on accident.
Yeah.
And then, because so I wasn't able to make it to that Live from the Pentagon performance. I had a death of family, so I was with family that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But I was at my mom's house just that day,
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to be there for her. It was her brother who passed. So I was on the security cameras at the Live from the Pentagon, peeking in who's doing what. You did a great job. So
Thank you.
being in that situation, you were not there on accident. You were there for a reason.
Yeah.
And the more that those things happen, just always know you're there for a reason.
Absolutely.
No one's doing you a favor.
Yeah.
You earned those. So yeah, that does sound like a nerve-wracking experience, but pull through.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I'm still alive. I'm still here. I proved that I could do it.
Yeah.
And next time I'll just do it even better.
Yeah. Who was all in that session?
I actually, what's crazy? I actually ended up going back 3 or 4 more times, and I met different people every time.
Yeah.
So there's this guy, these guys, Ratchet Blues and E-Will.
Great singer.
I love them.
Yeah.
They're awesome. I actually went to their studio once after that. So I guess I didn't do that bad of a job because they kept me around.
Yeah, right.
There's a producer I worked with. I think he goes by Moon.
Okay. Yeah.
He was awesome. I ended up just like sitting in the studio with him a lot at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and he was really cool. He would put female vocals into Suno, and then he would be like, "Hey, can you like recreate this vibe, but obviously with a
Yeah.
human?"
Yeah.
So that was really cool because I'd never done anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I met so many people. B
Yeah.
Honey was a girl
Okay.
that I met, super
Yeah.
talented. I learned a lot from her because she was
Yeah.
just very confident in herself,
Mm-hmm.
and that made me be just like very comfortable,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, a lot of very talented people want to be around IMAX and Bruce specifically.
Yeah.
So anytime you're with Bruce, there's definitely going to be a lot of great talent in there, and including you. I'm glad that you're going back or were able to go back, and you did a great job. So let's talk about your production company.
Yes.
So was this always part of the plan, or did it evolve organically from your experiences?
So it was not part of the plan.
Okay.
So I run a company called Crash Out.
Nice.
And
Cool name.
thank you.
Yeah.
The origin of this name was me and this artist, Different Chris.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of going viral right now. He's
Yeah,
another
he's doing
Houston
great
artist. He was performing, and I kind of went to him and I was like, "Hey, I want to perform. I don't know where to start. I don't know anything about booking agents.
Yeah.
I don't know who to go to. I'm terrible at networking at that time." And he was like, "Okay, let's throw a show." And I was like, "Okay, so what do we call it?" And he was like, "Well, if we just smush our names together, Chris and Ash, we can do Crash." And then we were like brainstorming, like what crash, something.
Yeah.
And then I was like, Crash Out. Like that's a popular viral term right now.
Yeah.
So we went with that. We found a venue that we really liked, and we sat down with you at Live from the Pentagon.
Mm-hmm.
We had a meeting where I didn't know what I was doing, but I tried my best.
You did a
and
great job that first meeting.
Thank you.
Like everything was so like, it was not. I was like, I want to say yes just based off the presentation alone.
Thank you.
Because y'all did a great job presenting it. Like we've had a bunch of events there. You guys are the only people to come as organized and on point as you did.
Thank
just
you.
wanted to let you know.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
It was our first time, so I wanted to make sure we covered all of our bases.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I wanted to start this was because A, I had nowhere to perform.
Mm-hmm.
B, I kind of figured that there was a lot of other Houston artists that didn't have anywhere to perform.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured for my first time, I'm a little bit of a control freak.
Yeah.
For my first time, if I was going to do something, I wanted to be the one to do it,
Yeah.
to host the
Yeah.
event. And that way I could have other friends perform, other artists that I really liked. So that's what sparked the whole thing.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, ever since that night, I haven't had to use Crash Out for any shows because I've been getting offers for shows, which is great.
Yeah.
That's kind of the whole point of it was I just
Yeah.
needed to like do something to get seen by people. And then now I'd love to use the crash out stuff to throw shows and have like my friends and other artists, but I've just been so busy that like I haven't been able to do anything with it since.
And y'all had a great turnout that night.
Thank you. It was a lot of Chris's people.
That was a lot of like great people were there. A lot of like people were bringing their children there to come and see you guys perform. You guys did a great job.
Thank
and
you.
all the bands were so on point. Yeah, y'all, great job for your first. Like, there's not many people who throw shows and like they go as smooth as your first one did. Now, it may not seem smooth for you because I know show days are hectic for all artists, but
it was great.
It went smooth on our end.
I was so nervous. We had set the capacity to 75 people at first. And I was like, how are we going to sell 75 tickets? We had sold like 25 a week out. We stepped in the venue and we had sold out. We had sold all 75. And so somebody came and talked to you and was like, can we up the capacity to 100? Somebody convinced you.
Yeah.
And so before the doors even opened, we sold out of the 100 tickets. And so we were like, all right, screw it. We'll start taking cash at the door, I guess. Yeah. And I don't know how many people actually ended up coming that night, but that was like, that really proved to me that like we could do this.
You can do it.
You know?
And you did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great job. Now, what gaps in the industry did you identify that your production company now fills, and how do you feel like it serves both artists and venues?
I think that one really weird thing I've been seeing a lot is like pay to play scams.
There you go.
So
let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that.
I love talking about this. Let's go.
I'll give you a great example. Somebody reached out to a friend of mine recently. They said, hey, we have a capacity of 90 people for this show. You and these 5 other artists each need to sell 25 tickets. If you don't, you owe us the money from the tickets that you didn't sell. How is each person... No, if your cap is 90, you can do the math. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's just really scummy to me. So I think that making sure that either if we have a bigger budget, the artists and the bands are getting paid, or the artists are at least performing for free so that they're not paying, they're not out of pocket, is really important to me. I also feel like ticket sales can go kind of crazy right now, even at a small level. Don't even get me started on Live Nation, but just for smaller artists and smaller venues, I want to make sure that people have accessible tickets. We're doing a show on the... Well, you guys don't know when this is being filmed, but we're doing a show this month, and it's a free toy drive show. So giving back to the community is super important to me. We're doing a toy drive for children who are in CPS. And,
beautiful.
And it's a Houston-based organization, so that's really important to me. It's just like giving back to the community.
Yeah, I love anytime we can talk about these pay-to-play situations, because like, so when I explain to the class, because I now teach business as well.
Okay.
Promoters, I asked, what's their job? And it's in the name.
Yeah.
To promote. But they rely on artists to do the job for them and have the artists pay them. They make a lot of money for doing minimum work, because they'll post like flyers on Instagram. That's free.
Yeah.
That costs you $0. But the real legwork comes from these artists bringing in their people to fill out these spots. And now this guy's made X amount of dollars, and all these artists are negative, like 150 to however much they pay for it.
Yeah.
And I always say, like, just imagine someone, if you're a barber, and someone say, hey, can you cut my hair? But you have to pay me $50 to cut my hair, to do a job for me.
Yeah.
So I was like, eventually we get to, like, I point all this stuff out, and then they kind of see, because some of these students come in here and they've been in these situations or get hit up frequently by these situations.
Yeah.
So we always say, if someone is asking for your service, you should never have to pay them.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad you talk about that, because I'm a huge advocate for speaking up against these pay-to-play situations that just put money in this promoter's pocket who's not doing their job at all.
As somebody who is a promoter of my own company, we'd be making money. Don't even. Also, I got an email about somebody doing a festival, like a touring festival, and nowhere did they say. We had to really sift through the contract to understand that it was a pay-to-play scam. Mark, when I tell you, it looked so legit. And then once I was really like, ChatGPT, what does this term mean? You know, okay, what does this sentence mean? What is this legal term? When I was really looking, I was like, oh, no. Like, I could, if I sell no tickets, I still shouldn't have to pay you. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Because it's not like you came to them.
Yeah.
They came to you. Mm-hmm. That'd be one thing if you came to them saying, hey, I really want to be on this festival. And they're like, I don't have room for someone. But like, if you make it beneficial for me. I understand that. But if they're coming to you, 100%, you should at least be able to perform for free or get paid.
Yeah.
Something.
I think that if you're an artist who's buying into a tour, you know what I mean, to grow your numbers, that's completely separate for sure. But on the small scale, like local artists, it just doesn't make sense.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you touched on that. Now, your journey shows someone who understands every angle of the entertainment industry from different points of view. How does this 360-degree perspective influence your creative decisions?
I try to let it not, honestly.
Okay.
I really, really try to keep the business side and the creative side completely separate.
Good.
I have found myself feeling validation from like numbers on social media, and I've really tried to disconnect from that. So when it pertains to anything pertaining to money, to contracts, to royalty splits, anything like that, I don't let it influence my day-to-day, because for the creative process, like writing, coming up with melodies and all of that, like I have to be in a really good headspace.
There you go.
So I think that honestly, one of the best things that I've learned about all of this is that you really have to learn to keep it separate. You also need to understand, like, one thing that I was really bad about was mixing like friends and business, which I think now I'm a lot better at it. But if you have friends and you're doing business with them, understand that you can't let the business side affect your, friendship feelings.
Absolutely. Because that part can get weird really fast. Yeah, a lot of people get comfortable and there's so many ways for that to go wrong. So I'm glad that you're learning that now, very young into your career. So good for you. Makes me excited.
Thank you.
So let's talk about like the music creation. Let's talk about your creative process. What's it like now? And do you feel like you approach creating music differently because you understand so many different aspects of it? Or does it go back to where you kind of were just saying your roots as a creator?
You know what's crazy? I think that my process for like starting a song has always stayed the same.
Okay.
So for me, it's just one of three ways. Either I start, shower thoughts. You write down like a melody, you like quick, dry off your hands and type it in your phone real quick. Or like you wake up from a dream and you're like, oh, write that down. I do that a lot. But I also either start with just like a guitar loop or finding inspiration from like YouTube beats. So that has always stayed the same for me. And I've tried other outlets, like collaborating with people and learning how other songwriters start their music. But for me, it's always started with like the lyrics, and then everything comes after. Songwriting is probably like the thing that I hold closest to my heart, like as being an artist.
Yeah.
I think there's something like really sacred about being able to like express your thoughts in a melodic way. Not to get all like gushy and but that's really important to me.
Good. Now, how has your sound changed pre-Avant Media Institute to now?
We kind of touched on this. Yeah, again, it was a little bit of a hot mess when we started, but I think that's normal for everybody. I think that if you were just good at everything you wanted to be great at from the start, like there would be no, it wouldn't be human. So I think that my attention to detail, to quality, sound quality has grown a lot. But I think that to me personally, that the emotion of the song is still what's most important to me. So I would say that hasn't changed. We've gotten a lot faster from starting pre-Avant to now, to how long it takes to actually finish a song. We've gotten a lot faster at doing that. I think I used to be really bad at harmonies.
Yeah.
And then when I got okay at harmonies, I'd throw way too many in a song.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that balance
Yeah.
has been like a really big thing that we've had to do over time.
Well, the music sounds great. Austin played me some songs.
Thank you.
When he came here. I was like, this sounds polished. This sounds like I cannot wait to hear it released so I can listen to it like regularly and not just like being shown one time. It was really good. Like I wanted to hear more. And
Thank you.
I was like, normally when some people want to show music, sometimes, you know, we all start from some place. So you like, after 2 songs, you're kind of like, all right, I want to try to get on my way now.
Yeah.
And not to put anybody down, but, you know, you kind of just hear so much music throughout the day. You're like, all right.
Oh, yeah.
It takes something mind-blowing for me to just like want to hear more. He kept playing more. I was like, let's hear more. I want to hear more. So
thank
great
you.
job. Let's talk about where, I guess, putting everything together from the business standpoint. What are some of the biggest misconceptions artists have about the business side, and have your insight from many different angles of the industry help you identify those?
I would say that I know a lot of artists. Granted, I don't think there's one right way to ever do anything, but I keep hearing stay independent as long as possible. So I think a lot of artists hear that, you know, there's a cash advance, and sometimes that does go really great for people. They can make their money back 10 times fold from a label. Not everybody has the lottery ticket.
No.
I don't think I have the lottery ticket. I think I'm talented, and I think that if I keep posting every single day, eventually it has to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that a misconception is definitely money can get you exactly where you need to be. It's not true.
Yeah, absolutely.
I also think that a lot of people hide behind social media. I know I was one person to do that. Go out, meet people, network. I think it's so important to support other artists and go see other artists' shows. Just because you're winning doesn't mean that I'm losing.
Absolutely.
So I think it's so important to support each other in that way.
Show for people and they show for you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Another big thing, don't think that you can do it all by yourself. So even though like I'm independent, I still have people in my circle who I know can do better than me at reading contracts, negotiating, you know, helping me with production, helping me with getting, you know, bands for different shows.
Yeah. I'm glad you say that. I like to always see like if there's some, like if we're working on a song, right, and there's something you do really well, I wouldn't see it as I don't know it. If you know it, and we know it. So putting your heads together, I love that you have that approach to that, because a lot of people, especially when it comes to like social media, I love that you mentioned you don't need a lot of money to make this stuff pop. I have friends, or me myself have had like success on like going viral without spending a dime.
Yeah.
It's just like, I will say the music has to be good.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It has to be good, and it has to. Well, I guess in most cases. So there's some times where people just like are infectious and people buy into a character and they don't care what they put out.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you have to have a good product. Once you believe in that product, like be transparent with your audience, share with them as much as possible, grow that relationship with them. If they could buy into you as a person, everything else is just like they want more all the time.
Yeah.
And I see you doing that. You're building your audience, and I think you're well on your way to. I always say a plan B just makes room for failure. I love that you're like all in on plan A.
Oh,
Yeah.
this has to work.
Yeah.
If you're an artist, you have to be delusional to the
I'm
point
so
that
glad
you
you
believe like it's going to work.
Yeah,
I
so-
hope in 2 years you want to do another interview with me because I'm so big and you can't even get me in the building. I hope that it comes to that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love that you say delusional, because I always tell people, like, because when I say it, some people don't take kindly to it. I'll say, hey, like, I mean this in the most respectful way. I love the delusion. And like, what do you mean delusion? Like, I mean, you have to be delusional to think this can work. Like, everyone here, whether it's Maestro, myself, C-Rob, like at one point we were delusional to think we could pay all our bills just making music.
Yeah.
And I can say, like, for me, the last 9 years has just come from music.
Yeah.
I've been able to live, and not just like getting by, like I live comfortably. So like, delusion had to come into play for that. So keep being delusional, keep rocking out. Let's talk about some of your projects. What are you most excited about, or what projects are you most excited about right now, both as Ashera, the artist, and with your production company?
So, right now we're releasing one song a month.
Love it.
I don't know how much I want to say.
Love it. Keep doing that.
Yes, thank you. Next, so we're releasing one song a month because I don't believe that like I have the demand to drop like a whole album, right? That's something that I had to learn from watching other people.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. So, here's where the delusion comes in. I'm hoping by February I have enough demand to release an EP.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that EP is a catalyst for another EP to happen in April.
Mm-hmm.
By then, I'm hoping that I'll be at the point where I could potentially go on a small tour. So, like a Texas tour.
Mm-hmm. You're planning on it.
Oh, we're planning.
Yeah, I don't even want to say hope.
We're planning. Yeah. We are planning.
There you go.
I know we're doing these things.
There you go.
But we're still planning.
Yeah.
So I'm very, 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 I probably said way too much already about everything, but I'm very excited for all of those things to be happening. I'm excited to continue playing shows. Something that's so, so special to me is like meeting people.
Mm-hmm.
And just like talking to new people who have mentioned that they've like heard my music, or, you know, oh my gosh, like this song really resonated with me because of XYZ. Like, I don't think I'll ever get over the feeling of like, oh my gosh, like that's so crazy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I wrote that song because I was feeling the exact same way.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're coming to me and telling me that like, you've also felt that way. And like, you've responded, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like visceral emotions are, that I can evoke that in other people is such like a powerful and crazy thing to me.
There's nothing more powerful than people resonating with your music.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you are the espresso to their day.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And keep with the, I love that you're like the one song a month. A lot of people, now this is where I will say delusion in not the most kind way. A lot of people are delusional to think enough people want an album.
Yeah.
While that may, like those 10 songs may be amazing, but you have to program people to like you first or to want to listen to that much music.
Yeah.
Because if like the first song will have all the streams, and you'll proven to yourself, I can get people to tune in for X amount of minutes. That first will have all the streams, and as you go down the list, they get lower and lower and significantly lower. So by the time you get to the 10th track, maybe your close friends tuned in.
Yeah.
But with that one song, you prove you can get like 1,000 or a few thousand to tune in, drop another single the next month, and build off that and keep your Spotify algorithm going. And then you have like music to promote for a whole year instead of the few months that you do, and then you feel like I got to follow it up.
Yeah.
And you don't post anymore because you're working.
Absolutely.
So I love the approach. I love that you guys are planning ahead and seeing like both short and long-term goals. I love that.
Thank you. And we've been planning to even do a single a month since like January. So our first single didn't come out until August, but we've been preparing for all of these songs. So it's not like we just decide on the first of every month what we're going to do.
Man.
Because you'll drown. You'll get so burnt out that way.
What makes me so happy, because I literally just had this lesson with my business class 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
About this specific thing. It's like, get 6 to 8 months ahead, because life's going to happen.
Yeah.
And you never know what life throws at you, and you'll be surprised what like 2 weeks of just like misfortune can do. Sometimes it may like take 6 months to recover.
Yeah.
From financially or whatever. So being 6 to 8 months ahead, you're always like, at that point you can just hit submit, because you have everything ready. You have all your posts ready. You have all your songs ready. You have everything's already done. They're all mastered. You have all your content ready to go. Mm-hmm. So that way life doesn't really slow you down. You can still be active. So all this stuff you're saying makes me very happy to hear, because I want more artists to have this approach. I want more artists to put themselves in position to be successful, rather than being, because a lot of them try to be, I got to do what this big artist is doing. Well, they also have a huge budget behind them. We're not going to compete. So I'm glad that you're doing that.
I think that...
Kudos to you guys.
Thank you. Honestly, if it was up to me, selfishly, I'd want to release. I'd want to just do it last minute. But I'm surrounding myself with people who are not yes men and who are also banking on being successful through this.
Shout out to them.
And so, yes, they're what's keeping me doing the smart things, making the smart choices.
You got a good team around you. You have a great circle. Now, when you look at your journey from an audio engineering student to where you are now, what surprises you the most about how it all unfolded?
You know, I wish I could say that I knew I wanted to do this my whole life. Like some people say, you know, I came out of the womb and I was already playing guitar, banging on drums. And like, yeah, I was always a musical person, but it was a hobby for a long time. I'm really shocked how my self-confidence has grown. Like the switch from going to like a college to Avant, there was a big confidence boost in the way that the teachers spoke to me and were really uplifting. When I went to Lucky Run, there was a huge confidence boost because Mark believed in me and put the responsibility on my shoulders. And that was something that I didn't think I was ready for, but he knew, he knew before I knew.
I mean, he brought you along for a reason.
Yeah. And then when I decided to leave Lucky Run, that was really hard for me. But that brought me a whole new set of confidence. It was like, oh man, this must be really serious to me, even if I don't realize it yet, for me to like quit my, stable job at the moment.
Yeah.
So all of those things, if you had asked me like 5 years ago, I don't think I'd be talking about myself in such a positive light that I am now.
Good for you.
Thank you. And I think, just the quality of the music, to be quite frank. We have my biggest show yet this month, 900 capacity, is this month. And if you had asked me about that, I don't think I would.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
Now, obviously we're here because you're going to be the newest member of the Avant Media Wall of Fame.
Woo!
A lot of great talent on that wall.
Absolutely.
Let's talk legacy for a second. What legacy do you hope to leave for the next generation of Avant students who might follow a similarly unconventional path?
Yeah, I hope that my legacy proves that you can do it. That'd be really great. I hope that it shows that if you just keep pushing every single day, that it'll work. I think that not letting the process be gatekept is really important, because like you had mentioned before, a lot of artists, including myself at one point, believed that you could just make it by like having talent or, having money or whatever. So I hope that shining light on the process by posting every day, networking, doing the hard things, getting embarrassed, being judged. I hope all of those things, by me doing it, shows other people that they can do it just as well. I think that that's really important to me. And also, if you want to be an artist, but you don't think that you can do it, just try it. I think I could have eliminated, even though everything that I learned as an engineer really shaped who I am. I think that if I had just told myself that I wanted to do it sooner, I could maybe be farther ahead. But I don't think I'd change anything for myself. Also, I think it's important to note that you can have a love for engineering and for being an artist. For me personally, that's not my path. I'm like a dog, like let loose on a leash. Like I just want to, dip my foot in everything. But I think that you can do it all, and at some point you can have it all, but you can't have it all unless you really put in the work to get there.
Yeah, especially as a female creative, which we didn't even get into that, but of course there's so many obstacles that you guys go through that I will never have to experience, and to see you thrive and to see you to take not only everything you did here, make the most out of it. But your opportunities at Lucky Run and with your own production company, and with your your career as an artist that is like doing things that so many people want to do and just haven't got to yet, right? I think that's important for other female students who decide to come here, because there have been more and more.
Yeah.
There have been more and more, and it makes me happy to see, because I know when I first started, female engineers and producers were like, they weren't encouraged like they are now.
Absolutely.
And so I think for the next generation or future generations of female students to see people like you on the Wall of Fame, I'm excited for them to get inspiration from you and to be sitting down with them and then mention how they saw you start off, and it gave them the confidence that they needed.
Oh yeah. Angeline, I believe Angeline's on the Wall of Fame, right?
Mm-hmm.
She cold producer, cold engineer, so awesome. I had the pleasure of working with her one time. Angeline is amazing. I think that from working like at Zoomies, right, where like I was building skateboards, I was like the only girl that was working there at the time, and going to the school, I was the only girl in my class here. But I never saw it as. Thankfully, I haven't had a ton of experiences where I've had to shut a situation down. Yeah. Of course, it happens to everybody. Yeah. So, I'm also super tall, so I think I just give off an intimidation factor, and I don't hold my tongue. So,
well, shout out to being tall.
Yeah, but I think low-key, if everybody just keeps girl bossing, like, there you go, we're unstoppable. Like, we're gonna take it over.
Absolutely.
Don't even worry about it.
She's holding it down. Yeah, well, that's good. So, now, if you could go back and tell your younger self one thing when you were just starting at Avant, what would it be?
Just be more confident. Like, just be more confident. The first day I walked into Avant, my anxiety was through the roof. I remember I had to sit and look up mantras in my car, and I looked in my car mirror, and I was just trying to like calm myself down. For what? Like, for what? Everybody here is so cool. Everybody's so nice.
Was it your first year out of high school when you started coming?
No, I went to college.
Oh yes, right.
Yeah,
right, yeah.
But I think for me it was the small classes. I just got very nervous. I'm a very competitive person, and I put a lot on myself, as everybody does. Everybody holds themselves, to a standard, and I think, like, it's not that serious. Have fun, and all of the positive things will come along with that, But I think just being more confident personally, for me, was something that I wish I would have told myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it's going to be a great journey. Like, you don't even know what's ahead of you.
Yeah, and that's the most fun part. Like, you don't know, but you're because like with this career path, the most rewarding thing is every day is something new for real. One thing that's always scared me, like prior to, was like waking up and doing the same thing every day. That, to me, that the thought of that is like terrifying.
Yeah.
And doing this every day feels like it's its own day. I can't just like Monday wasn't great, Tuesday be the same thing. No, Tuesday's gonna be a whole totally different day.
Yeah.
And that's the most fun part. The most rewarding part is just feeling like you have something like new to look forward to almost every day.
Absolutely.
Now finally, what's the biggest dream you're still chasing? I think I already know this answer. And what's the next pivot or evolution for Ashera?
I think I'm going to give you a silly answer.
Let's hear it.
My biggest goal is to perform at a festival with Paul Wall, one of the Houston greats.
He's a good guy.
I want to meet Paul Wall so bad.
He's such a good guy.
You got connections, Mark?
I have his phone number.
Paul, if you're watching.
No, he really is the people's champ.
Yeah.
Like, amazing guy, and I can't wait for you guys to do that festival.
Yeah. Another big dream I have. There's so many Houston greats, but I don't feel like we have a ton of indie artist representation.
Yeah, absolutely.
So another thing that I'd really love is to get a girl from Johnny Dang. And get on the we need more indie artist representation there as well.
I'll send Paul a link to your next single. Like, oh, my bad, I didn't mean to send it, but if you want to check it out, go for it. Like,
no. But yeah, I think my goals are to be more consistent.
Yeah.
every day, and I just hope to see growth. And I don't want to put a cap on that. I want to set realistic goals.
Yeah.
And then I'll set more once I obtain those ones.
Well, I can't wait to see you continue to knock these goals out and like create new ones. I can't wait. Love the music. I love the story. I love the passion. I love the drive. I love the mentality from not only you, but your circle. You guys have a great thing going. And I think I speak for everyone when I say we're honored to have you come from here. And we're so excited to see what's coming next. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
This was a very, very special episode. You said all the right things that made me excited. I can't wait to get in the studio today. But thank you so much, and don't be a stranger. Come back anytime you want. You're always welcome here. I mean, you're immortalized on the Wall of Fame now.
Thank you. Not yet. Don't mess us up. I can't mess us up.
We still have 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
So 2 minutes, about give or take. So it's gonna happen here in just a minute. But thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I feel like this is a really cathartic thing for me. I love this. Yeah.
Well, you see a camera right over here. Tell everyone where they can find you.
Oh yeah, the most important part. Let me shout myself out. So Instagram is ashera.music. TikTok is also ashera.music. You can find me on all streaming platforms. Stay tuned for EPs in the future, maybe a little tour. And yeah, my favorite song at the moment as we're recording is called Read My Mind. So go check that song out. That's all.
Absolutely. Well, for those y'all tuning in, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of the Wall of Fame podcast. Stay tuned and go check out some music from Ashera.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome